and welcome back to the desk for our final series of the night. I, of course, am your host, Katie Bedford, joined by nameless Pac-Man Study and a poorly dancing Clint, who's in front of us. But again, you just saw 3 3-0s today, the last one being, of course, Midnight over Luminosity. But we now need to talk about our last series, which is going to be Optic and UYU. And Study, I want to start with Optic. You think we're going to see again?
Oh, this
Nameless
is
3-0.
25-minute. This is a 25-minute match, guaranteed.
You got nothing good to say about you? No.
Well, they haven't shown me anything good this week. They only won 3 maps out of the week. They didn't win a single series. They're
better than LG.
Yeah, 0-3, just like LG. But on the side of LG, they have champions. On the side of UYU, they have players that have not basically won anything, and just a team that's just been thrown together, if you ask me.
So for UYU, they did look a little bit better in their series yesterday. Royalty started to play a lot better. He had that crazy map, but it's just wildly inconsistent. The problem for UYU is they're about to go up against Optic Gaming, and UYU has shown me nothing to give them like any support in going into this match. Like I have no hope for them at all. I think they're probably going to get 3-0'd. Optic has looked fantastic. They're improving, and you know, Optic has been playing pretty much the same maps throughout the veto process. So if they get that again after having practice on it 3 days in a row, like I just don't see them losing a map in the series.
I mean, it's certainly going to be tough, Pac-Man, and I think for UYU, I mean, are you just completely on board with Nameless, or do you think there's maybe a way somehow, or is it just probably going to be sweet?
Usually when you're the underdog, you have to win the Search and Destroy series. That's usually how upsets
And they
happen.
have, as you can see.
And they're not that good at Search and Destroy, and Optic's been playing well in it. They, from top to bottom, Optic have stronger players at every spot. So so UYU's teamwork would have to be what it would take to overcome Optic.
Right.
UYU has not shown us that they have that teamwork. This would be the upset special of the league for me. Like the way both teams are playing, I can't see Optic losing this match. Look how calm Seth looks. Usually.
I mean, that's true, but to your point again about UYU's poor S&D record, I mean, look at Optics, you know, 10-3, doing extremely well. It's the best in this entire division, and you said it, they got to be able to win that S&D. And
have to.
I mean, that seems almost impossible against Optic.
This is the most lopsided match of this division. There's like Optic going in here with no pressure. They're in #1 spot. Like they just have to go in here and business as usual.
Yeah, and again, you see it, Karma. Stats looking very strong, and we've talked about it a lot, but that 12-0 performance in S&D yesterday, I mean, again, this is just, I mean, you got to hope for the best, maybe take a map, but...
I mean, they can absolutely take a map, right? Like, we've seen them early on in the Pro League where Mayhem and Methods were really good at control, and that's a game mode Optic has been pretty, like, inconsistent, back and forth, so... If there is a map that they're going to take, I'd say it'd probably be the control.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
Like UYU at one point were like a middle-of-the-pack team in their division, but they've fallen off since then and become one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in the division. So that's why right now we're kind of like saying this is an extremely lopsided match, and I just don't see a world where they win more than a map. I honestly think they'll probably get 3-0.
It's just the form that both teams are in. We saw the strong maps out of Royalty yesterday. Methods actually has been playing consistently pretty well, but nobody else has.
Right.
We saw a strong performance out of Barzillion, but not consistently.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like with Reciprocity, but on a lower level than that, because they don't have that Search and Destroy backing them up. It's like one player kind of trying to pull the load and a bunch of guys trying to find form, and it's just not working right now. There's like a revolving door of players at UYU too. They have just not found any form of stability.
I'm trying to figure out like why they made a roster change. Like Zap, why are you here? Like, what's the reason you deserve to be on this team? Yeah, I understand that, but even now they're still bad. So I'm saying, like, if you're bringing in a new player, you're bringing in something fresh. You're gonna bring in something.
They have to wait till the roster change period.
But even in their match yesterday, they were literally arguing in their match, and that's something that you don't really see. So I'm just want to, like, if you're picking up a new player, you have to be feeling confident going into matches. You know, when you drop someone, you feel like, okay, this guy was worse than this guy. So if we pick this guy up, we have a better chance at winning.
Yeah, but it's hard to be confident when you're just losing. Right?
Yeah.
Like, you got to start to win it. You just have to win a series. Like, they got close versus Midnight, but no cigar. Like, they have to just close out and win a series. Otherwise, they're doomed until then. They got to make something miraculous happen.
Well, we will see if a miracle is in the works for UYU, but we are ready now for UYU versus Optic with Merc and Maven.
Thank you, thank you. The theme today has been 3-0s. Yesterday, the theme was the Game 5 series. It's a quick day. We'll probably be streaming later tonight if we're done by 7 o'clock or whatever it might be. But, yeah, fast series. I think this one, if you looked at it and thought what might be 3-0s, this is certainly one you considered with the form Optic has been in and where UYU has been. But it hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows for Optic Gaming. They've been frustrated after some of these wins because they haven't been as clean as they've expected. I mean, Krim's tweet yesterday, I think, kind of nailed it. Like, he was pissed even after the victory.
I mean, it was a reverse sweep against Gen G to start the week. I mean, that's a good win, though, right over Gen G, especially the form that we thought they were in after London. We knew they were so good there. And then, yeah, against FaZe yesterday, I mean, another map 5 win, so I don't think as clean as they want it, especially in the respawns, focusing on that control. I think the great thing for Optic is their search is in a very solid spot, because I think this team can win respawn just due to the sheer talent, and they'll clean those mistakes up.
Well, the one change we've seen, I mean, basically it feels like all of their series lately have been Arsenal. We'll get frequency control here, so a little bit different, at least on that map 3, but...
And I think that's a bit of a test. Okay. I think that is a bit of a, this is a series where let's just see how this map plays out. Because usually frequency isn't one that is typically vetoed on both sides, but it's usually one that just isn't picked. So we'll see maybe if Optic just want to change their map pool up.
This is kind of an odd question. All right, so in years past, sometimes when teams are at the very top, they'll test out maps a little more often. Like we saw with Luminosity a lot, I think it was last year when they were at the top of the division. With how this works, where every team gets in the playoffs regardless of placing, does it add even more incentive to kind of fool around with your maps a little bit?
I think in matches like this, because don't forget, I mean, you win a match, you win money. Like these.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
These guys,
true what I just said. I forgot about that. Yeah. Never mind. Never mind.
I think that should come down into scrims. There's not going to be a spot maybe down the road where you're preparing for like Miami cross division week where that happens. But I think there's going to be matches. I think this one for Optic is probably one where, yeah, I mean. They can fool around a little bit with map picks.
Yeah, I mean, they're a heavy favorite going into this. But UYU, they've had some competitive series this week, especially the last one against Midnight. Can they do the same here against Optic? Basically all square, but it is garage-controlled Optic Gaming right now. 2 players pushing in from water from UYU. Royalty, the first to slide in, and I mean, he was kind of the hero of yesterday for them. I know they don't win the series, but he had some really outstanding performances. Can he do that, though, when you're matching up against the likes of Optic Gaming? That's a lot tougher.
Well, and don't forget, I know it was a respawn and a hardpoint, but even going from that map 4 to that map 5, it was a completely different Royalty where he got shut down. So that's been sort of the case where he'll have a great map, but then the next one doesn't bring it with him. But UYU do a solid job just getting this scrap time. They'll find these 10 seconds, have about a 25-point lead.
And this is probably our scrappiest hardpoint in the rotation. I think you're seeing a lot of that, just hit after hit after hit.
And while we talk about how big of a favorite Optic is, they know it too. So, you know, it's tough sometimes when you are that favorite going into a match. You might not bring the same intensity. And if you're UYU, I think this first map is maybe where you jump on that, where these guys may not have the focus or, you know, the intensity that they may normally bring into a match, and you can take advantage.
So a trap series, or maybe more like a trap map, at least with this first one. Royalty, well, we were just talking about him. As soon as we do, he goes on a 5 spree, up to 6, 135 off streaks, just trying to get the heal on, the reload on, to continue to try and make plays. The stack from Optic Gaming is in the hardpoint. He'd love to have somebody to go in front of him. He's just sort of biding his time right now. Zaptius is going to be that guy. He lays prone in front, perfectly played. The patience there from Royalty. Can't take the next gunfight to get the Hellstorm, but I like that. Just wait for it. Zaptius, get in front of me. Give me an easy gunfight.
And so he's going to find that lightning strike. TJ was able to find 3 kills with the Maddox to open it up for Optic Gaming. So a tie game, a very slight advantage to Optic as we go towards this raw kill. UYU will have control early on, but who is it to find that opener? Once again, it's TJ.
And he wins another one on the backside as well. He doesn't get traded out. TJ gets another kill as he's now at 22 HP, just trying to get back to full. But what a moment from him, 11-9. Doing damage across top hall as well. Challenges the next gunfight as he is steamrolling through UYU right now. What Royalty can do, I can do better. TJ continues to make the plays. The streak is still up. Now War Machine out, and this is going to get him. He's just bashing everybody. 3 are going to drop. Streak up to 9 as he is challenging everything. Lightning, Hellstorm to use.
And that's just a no hesitation play that I love from TJ, because Mayhem went down early. And maybe what Mayhem does on that spawn is, hey, TJ's going to have War Machine, but their players just can't change classes until they die. So TJ recognizes that, knows he's close to streaks, pulls out the War Machine, able to find a couple with it. They don't have Flat Jacket on. That's easy pickings for him.
Oh, Dashy just gets a wall bang to the face through those bottom steps as he tries to get away. 4 kills in the kill feed for UYU, and a chance to now get into the hard point is spawning out his Optic Gaming. Methods gets caught with a frag in hand. We'll see if UYU can bring it back on this hard point. Nice shots from Royalty. Just a narrow advantage. The big thing will be, how does TJ use these streaks? Royalty, on the other end, has his grab slam available. Mayhem close to picking up that war machine as well. Some of the specialists starting to come into play on either side. TJ just got it so far out in front of everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, Mayhem is starting to get pretty close. And once again, UYU, they're going to be in this side, this garage, but there's still 12 seconds left. So you can see all of Optic starting to push up this water side, and he has that grab slam. We'll see if he uses it here. He's going to try to be patient with it in this corner, but he shoots. Dashy's going to find him. Karma finds another kill. The Canadian duo flies on in. They'll get control for Optic early on in this hill.
Tac 5 in for the break for UYU. He wants to set up the grab slam. Goes across. Here we go. Pound is in. 2 are going to drop. Karma, the next man up. He will fall.
He tried to use his as well. He might have popped it. He might have popped it. Yeah, so it's going to only be halfway recharged. So sometimes you just get caught out. A nice team shot from UYU, and Mayhem finds a couple more kills. It's a great setup right now with great map positioning from UYU.
There's still 30 seconds remaining. Methods doesn't win the gunfight, but he's able to push him back. Finally does take him as Scump gets aggressive. He just continues soaring in on these steps, just catching them by surprise. A potential for a lead change here if they can get the rest of time. Half of Optic opting to rotate, half trying to maybe play the contest battle right now. Is a few spawns still kind of deep in that back courtyard. Now they're going to get the scrap, though. It's like 15 seconds to Optic. Is the last man is Scump, but that's going to give them a 5v4 for UYU on the other end of it.
Yeah, but Optic's already set up. So now it's a 2 versus 2. Mayhem's able to win 1 on Adashi. Krim inside the hill. He's going to get pinched, though. Mayhem holding on to the one side as his teammates push through this well side. They're able to get in. Optic fighting through the connector as Dashi and Scum both find kills. But UYU still making this game very close. But here comes the Optic push.
Yeah, honestly, I thought TJ off spawn was going to go ahead and use one of those streaks. I mean, they didn't have any kind of fences control. I thought he was going to use the Lightning or the Hellstorm, but now with only 30 seconds remaining, more than likely going to opt to just hold on to that for now. Be a bit surprised he didn't just invest that. There was like 50 or seconds so remaining coming off spawn from well.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think maybe right there maybe the communication is that, you know, we can just break through connector and we'll just save it for the next hill or, you know, a better opportunity. But again, I mean, even if he doesn't use it, they'll only be down 20.
Yeah, you think it may come into play at Rock, but they'll still have the streaks. But down 20 points right now. They have the rotation to Rock. Let's listen to the hold. Let's get to an Astro Gaming listen in with Optic Gaming.
Ours is Lambo.
One guy top open.
Top bar, dead. I'm getting water, I'm getting water.
Oh, I shit on him, I shit on him.
Are you blocking boat?
Oh, they're going top close on me. Oh, two top open.
I have your side door.
They're hitting open, they're hitting
He's
open.
going back ramp, set back ramp. Push out.
I spawn back boat.
Two side door.
Got two. One more on me, Lambo. Roti's open.
Yeah, Roti open on me.
Back ramp.
I'm out of streak,
Roti dead.
Nice
Back ramp
Bruce.
dead. No, they're all middle. Give me bottom bar and shit.
Hold tail, Brandon. I got it.
Bottom bar.
They're bottom bar, yeah, they're bottom bar.
Bottom bar, top bar. They're all going for
Yeah,
bar side. I don't see anything.
Yo, I'll be bar side. I'll be bar side. Yeah, see what she does.
One on bottom bar to mid. Bottom bar to mid. Oh, top plat. Top plat going open.
Spawn deep.
Oh shit, water. Yo, one guy open. One guy.
Yeah, Pars was top open. Tempest guy.
One shot, Zap.
Yo, I spawn boat. I spawn boat.
Left side open.
We spawn Lambo.
Yo, I can pop.
All right, we've heard it from the Optic Gaming side. They've started to erupt a bit. They've got a 30-point advantage, basically dominated throughout that listen-in. You heard the comms there. I want to hear them on the other end, though. Let's shift focus. Astro Gaming listen-in, UYU.
You got me top close right now, boys.
Damon's still alive, low bar.
Everyone literally kill her. Play with kills.
Another one open.
Come top with me.
Yeah, I am.
Yo,
I'm really close to vision.
Okay.
I'm wrapping rock. I'm here with you, Matt. He's left.
Right?
He was
There,
left.
rock dead.
Let's go.
Yeah. Top right.
Someone come rock with me.
I'm here. Top right, dead. On the left. Yeah. I'm waiting.
Get the top of it. Get the top of it.
He's still there,
Matt go.
Dashi, top close, guys. He's still close.
I'm one shot.
There's two here.
Let's get spawned.
Killed Cram. Let's go.
Dashi, yo, he pushed rock.
Yo, put on flag, guys. Put on flag.
That's last guy. Yeah, I did.
He's weak. He's really one shot.
Left one shot.
Prince one shot, bottom fire. Alright, put on flag. Yeah, put on flag.
Top open.
Yo, make sure we do not die. 8-second mark.
Hitting rock.
Yeah. I have your lobby.
He slid water. He slid water. 2-2 slid water.
Where's
Got it.
I'm up in the front. I'm the
help front. I come back.
Yeah, he climbed up front on me. He
many?
dropped
How
water.
many?
He's three front.
Team kill.
I'm using vision here.
front.
Go for it quick. You have a trophy? I got one.
Crim dead. Nice, good shit.
Put a pinch,
two water on me, guys. Two water.
He climbed up
Yo,
front.
walk the back. I'm pinching.
Yeah.
Your warden hit him. There's 2 water. He jumped up.
I need help water, guys.
Three front. They're flooding. He's watching the all front.
I need help.
Come on, one more. Dashy weak. He slammed. Alright, that's fine.
All good.
All good.
Yo,
We only got by 30. What
He
do we
was
have?
close, right? And he calling a Hellstorm as well.
Oh, shit.
Just hold. I'm definitely dead to that.
We have to play for this, bro.
Yo, I'm gonna help you drive.
I'm gonna play.
Well, you heard it now from both sides, and still a nail biter, but you heard the comms from UYU, only down 30 points. They can still make this run, but Karma now a chance to get some streaks. He's only about 100 points off. Could be crucial in closing out this game if he's able to pick them up. They'll get the final 10 or so seconds and now worry about the rotation. Scump wins the entry kill towards Well, but still a bit of time before his teammates can really get involved to help him.
Yeah, you know that one hurts for UYU because they were fighting for control, and then it's Karma who just runs on in with that grab slam, and he's able to find 3, and that was just the break which gave Optic Gaming now a solid lead. But UYU do have control. But here comes Karma and Crim on this balcony sound, and it's behind Crim, and still Karma 110 away from streaks, but I don't think it's going to matter. UYU have to get in. Royalty does have grab slam. Methods has TAC 5, but it might just be a little too late.
No one close enough to get in. Optic get to 250, and they are able to take that map 1. Nice performance from Optic Game to get the early edge in the series. UYU played them competitive, but Optic a little bit too much.
Yeah, I think just, it was pretty back and forth. I thought UYU played it pretty well. There just comes to a point where, the streaks come in, and they had this set up. They put a lot of resources inside that garage, did UYU. They're able to get pushed out water, but again, it just comes down to that grab slam where Karma's able to connect with 3. And sometimes there's just nothing you can do about it.
And you heard it, like killed the comms for a second. Like they're just going into it frantic, help me out front, they're all pushing front. They're just like, oh,
they're flooding, and the reason they're flooding is, And
I did like, the rebound. They're like, hey, we're only down 30. Whoever made that call, like, hey, we're still in this. But you did hear it just sort of kill the vibe on the side of UYU for a moment. But not much you can do.
It's like things were going our way for a second. Yeah.
And we'll just kind of watch the tail end of this game. With 20 seconds remaining on Garage. This is from here on out. Optic kind of bury this particular map. But anything that really stood out from you outside of maybe the Karma play with the grab slam from either end?
Well, I just think it was a solid job all the way through for Optic Gaming. I think everybody contributing. There really wasn't one player that was a standout. And I think
other than TJ's streak, I mean,
yeah, you should be happy from that. Everyone really just doing their job, and we'll see if they can keep it going in Search and Destroy, because that's where they've been so strong all week.
They've been good in Search. Can they dominate yet again? As we see the closing moments of the Hardpoint, but both teams coming into this, maybe just sort of a check for UYU to see where they're at. Optic just trying to clean up some of the mistakes. Curious to see what they had to say to Jess before the match.
Thanks, Clint. Yeah, so first I caught up with Scump, and really this whole week, whenever I talk to any of the Optic guys, the whole conversation has been around getting that first seed for Anaheim. So Scump feels like he's in a really, really good position. He said they're definitely not taking UYU lightly, but at the same time, they are expecting a win. So he's just pretty ecstatic about what's going on right now. Over on UYU, I did also catch up with Methods, and here the conversation was a little bit more around the fact that he was formerly a member of Optic Gaming, and so I asked, is there any sort of revenge on your former teammate that you're going for? And he was just being very sportsmanlike, said, no, I'm still really good friends with all the players, so of course I wish them the best. And he said, of course we want to win because we always want to win, but there's no need for revenge or anything like that. So that's all I've got for now. Clint and Joe, back over to you guys.
Thank you, Jess. The one thing that I think stood out to me a little bit is Scump saying we're really focused on that first seed. Do you have any thoughts just around that for Anaheim?
To me, that just comes down to they want the advantage in vetoes when it comes to Anaheim. I mean, a lot of times, throughout the opens, you've had very tough pools, and I think Optic Gaming, they know how close they were to potentially winning another title in London, or at least getting back to that final. They want every advantage. Again, I think our story and the narrative from us for Optic is they're fixing a couple of little things, and they're just waiting to strike again in Anaheim, maybe changing up their map pool like we talked about, frequency control coming up next. But yeah, I think Optic right now just sort of doing every little bit they can to get that advantage shown in Anaheim.
Clean up certain game modes.
Yep.
get that first seed. Well, they're well on their way after the first map win, but now to search and destroy. Now, you talked about the fact that you think they've looked very solid. That's been about this plagued Optic really before TJ and Dashy were included on this team. You said you like what you've seen. Has there been anything from their search and destroy that stood out for you? It's been really strong.
Just their decision making, like as a team, you know, throughout and really their mid-round adjustments, right? Especially against FaZe yesterday. We talked about it. You know, they were down 4-2 on that Hacienda, and then they win 4 rounds in a row. That just comes down to being able to go to both bomb sites, working together around the map, and you know, really just figuring out what they want to do on the map. That's not easy to do. That takes a lot of repetitions, a lot of different looks to get used to. So for Optic, I think it's just continue to do that, right? Just continue to figure it out. Stick with your basic strategies and, well, just do what you want to do. And, well, there's Karma able to find some kills right off the break.
A fantastic start from Karma. This isn't where he had the 12-0 performance. That was on frequency, but he had a solid effort here as well. And it's a good effort from Optic Gaming in the early going of round 1, 4v1. Brazilian left alone. And you said it was Hacienda where you like some of their looks. Well, we get right back into Hacienda in this series.
And, well, Brazilian, I think, is just going to go for a little bit of swim outside of the combat zone. So round number 1 to Optic. But it's really their map pressure. I remember talking to Teep about Fort Worth in Search and Destroy, and he said the big thing was just that we were giving up a ton of map pressure. I do think that just comes down to Scump and Tej had a bad event. Like, when your entry guys, your first guys in, aren't winning a gunfight, and they're having, like, I don't know what the terrible Search and Destroy KD was for TJ at Fort Worth, but that's a big problem, right? So if he's not the first guy in, it then sort of stalls the push. So if TJ stays in this form, they can keep that map pressure up.
To offense we go. There's 2 players in water for UYU.
And look at him already, that number 8, that's TJ, already starting to get in a great position bottom bar. Brazilian does find first blood, but TJ responds on the Mayhem, and he finds a second. That's exactly what I was talking about with TJ.
And you get the kill. It's been so tough for most teams. Killing Crim6 in water hasn't been easy for most, but Brazilian gets that, and then after that, everything basically goes the way of Optic Gaming. Scump inside a shed. Brazilian drops the one-on-one to Dashy. And now another situation where it's one player remaining.
Once again, just look at the map control. Like, Methods is stuck in the shed. He has all of Optic in his face. It starts with TJ working bottom bar, finding 2 kills, and that's responded with Dashy finding 2 kills from top halls. And here's that play. He's gonna find the first one, throw a little shoulder. He spotted this guy earlier on, wins the second gunfight on his Zaptius.
Yeah, and then the entire map is open.
Yep.
You get that bottom bar control. He just talked about TJ needing to step it up in those spots, and that's exactly what he does.
Yeah, and if you get 2 in that position...
Yeah, you get 1, you feel great. 2,
right.
yeah. 2, you won the round.
Yeah, exactly.
There's got to be a trade. I mean, we talk about the positives for Optic, but for UYU, there's just got to be a trade. You got to get the kill. The battle is in top halls this time around. Bomb down top hall. They haven't been able to gather it yet. Karma shot a little bit off, and Methods accurate as always. It makes him pay. 3 versus 3. Bomb still in a tough spot. The number 8 on the minimap really starting to get pushed up. That's going to be TJ, the aggressor once again, but he can't get away. Brazilian cuts him down. Scump now gets the information. Can Scump make a play? This is more than likely all on him to do it. The first snap to the second, just not strong enough. Krim gets there for the trade. It's going to be a one-on-one now. Can he get away? No. Methods. Make sure that 1v1 doesn't get interesting.
And I find it interesting because typically when we're on Krim and he's in the ICR position in water, doesn't have a thermal, right? We always talk about it, but I think probably after watching Lacefield's performance last game, like, I'll just throw it on.
We've seen, you know, but some guns and scopes come into the meta between, you know, what the Rampart did, what the Cannon's doing. But I feel like the ICR with the thermals, like, I mean, it's been around in spots, but not like I haven't seen it used like that.
Yeah.
Like,
well, we saw it on we've seen it with like the 2 times. I think Genji was using it for a while. At Niafin specifically on like gridlock control. We've seen some different looks with it, but yeah, I think some pros probably watched that game. Heck, probably some fans as well created a thermal ICR class after
enjoy that
watching that last game. Yeah,
grapple lightweight class right in the lab on control, on Arsenal and cut people down. Advantage to UYU. But they did get through bottom bar. TJ with a chance to make a play yet again, and TJ wins the one-on-one bottom bar again. 3v4 now. TJ and Dashy take over in this spot. They did it the last time through on offense. TJ gets another kill at the 4-2. So a 4v3 for UYU, suddenly a disadvantage as they got picked apart by TJ and Dashy.
Yeah, just those two working together. One guy up top, one guy down low. Now just playing his shoulders. Isn't he get caught out?
What is that?
We do not see drop shots in Black Ops 4. The hip fire connects on his Zaptius, and now it's a 1 versus 2 for Mayhem.
And Dashy gets him.
That's got to be a kill. Yeah, that's just got to be a kill from Zaptius.
We don't see that often.
Or I don't know who it was, but
the hip fire, just that's a tough death.
But again, it's these 2 kills, just bottom bar. He's able to go up on top, and well, the reason he has this is because right below him is Dashy. They just have been working middle together.
Well, let's really keep an eye on that. Maybe their next offensive round. Obviously, they might throw a different look at it, but it has been working so well. So I'm curious how UYU try to deal with the bottom bar presence, well, the mid-map presence, really, and how TJ and Dashy approach it next time. But we'll have to get to the UYU offense and see if they can start to bring this back. But it just feels like there's a lot of trust and a lot of confidence between Dashy and TJ right now when they're making those plays. They combine for what, 11 and 4? The exact reason they're brought on the roster.
Parzilian trying to spot each other. Bomb being planted towards B. UYU with some good position. Karma, though, able to find that first blood, and Krim just staying up. But Methods lurking through that bottom secret area, able to make it a 4 versus 4. Snow Optic on the retake. Karma knows Methods playing a bit of a late flank, almost reads it correctly, but just one bullet needed.
2v4 now for Optic Gaming. Not a ton of time to work with. TJ gets a kill, but immediately traded out. Now Crim6 with this thermal ICR has to try and make a crazy play. He went to first. It's not really enough time here, unless there's a major misstep from UYU. Not that he can really do. Final 2 players of UYU play their spots, and they get the round win, and that's a huge one considering the circumstances in this game too. Now, I want to, once we get back to the Optic offense now, I don't care, Paradox, whether we watch like TJ or Dashy. I guess I kind of want to watch TJ and just see how he's playing this. Obviously a chance they mix things up, but curious to see what they do through mid this time around. I would just keep doing it. I mean, the way he's been dominating those guns.
Well, when you get mid control and you split the defense, you can decide to go A or B, so.
Different look this time, though.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, but you can see the response from UYU. They have to stack middle. Look how many resources they're putting here, and what does that mean?
Yeah.
A free bomb site for Optic Gaming where they can just plan A. Now they have a 5 versus 5, which is exactly what they want, but Karma actually gets taken down.
I really like that look, though. You kind of see exactly how they try to combat it. All those gunfight wins from TJ and Dashy just basically dictates the defense from UYU. But without Karma, can Optic Gaming get this done?
Watch number 4 as well. That's Mayhem going all the way around on a wide flank. TJ and Chump trying to play inside connector. They're both in here. That's a good nade, though. That nade gonna force them through. 2 versus 2. Bomb still has to be defused with 15 seconds left, and TJ wins the entry. Gunfight, Zaptius. Well, you win the trade, but it's gonna come down to the clock, and Scump's gonna play it correctly and win the gunfight.
Nice read from Optic. Maybe just kind of knowing that they're going to try to adapt to what they've been doing up mid. They get the easy plant. I mean, this round's likely just a lot more interesting because Karma gets first blooded. I thought they were both. I thought at least one was going to drop on that.
17, yeah, down down to 17. But this was that little slide cancel right there from TJ was disgusting.
That is not fun to deal with at all. If you're on the receiving end of that.
No.
4-2. Now to Optic. UYU on offense going to get it right back to A. Dashy pulls out the Paladin for this round. We'll see what he's able to spot. A chance for maybe a collateral there as they go across, but the shot just a little bit behind.
Yeah, bomb being planted. Scump and TJ working the flank. Have to deal with Methods on that side of the map. Dashy just continues to try to find a pick. I think Methods is actually going to get caught out here. Yeah, 1 versus 2. Separated from his teammate. That's going to open things up for Optic Gaming. Mayhem, nope. Goes on a flank from up top balcony, just trying to stay alive. Him and Zaptius, they have some map position right now. They're just playing around that clock, but Scump able to find one.
Zaptius still a chance, though, after he went that one-on-one, but Karma comes in with a melee. Another round to Optic Gaming. Nearly a clutch if he can get that and get away with his life, as the clock was starting to dwindle. But yeah, as soon as Methods got picked, I mean, you saw the call from Optic. I mean, Dashy puts Sniper away, Strife out, just sprints forward as they go for the control. Just no hesitation whatsoever from Optic after the first blood.
Yeah, when you're in that position for UYU, you kind of have to make a call because you know you're getting hit from the back and the front. And typically the call offensively is try to push out connector. And basically what that does is we can peek from connector, we can go up to balcony. It opens up a couple of options, but Optic just able to read it. They have the numbers advantage.
Well, let's see what Optic do. They go back to the A hit or they go back to the mid control. It looks like they're right back to the mid control. So how do UYU deal with this? Can TJ get to an aggressive spot once again? And they are just soaring forward over top halls. As soon as that player drops, they know they got all the position in the world. They are just flying at UYU. No respect given whatsoever to the current defensive setup from UYU. The offenses from Optic have been brilliant.
And then just go right back to the bread and butter after they went to that A last round. Just keeping UYU on their toes. Well, Zaptius in a 1 versus 5. Map 2 should go, and it does go to Optic Gaming. Honestly thought that gunfight was that. To be honest.
Oh, the end result is a nice search and destroy win for Optic. They're up 2-0 in the series. They take that one 6-2. I think you liked a lot of what you're seeing on the offensive looks from Optic Gaming, but anything else that was really big for you in the search and destroy?
I mean, TJ, Dashy, right, those two just taking over. But, I mean, we heard it on the desk, right? Pac-Man, I think, was talking about it, where typically a team who doesn't have the talent tries to win the search and destroys, but UYU's S&E just hasn't been great.
Optic absolutely in control of this one, up 2-0. Dominate the hard point, dominate the search and destroy. They changed it up a bit in the control, though. We're headed to frequency after this quick break. It's been all 3-0s today. We're at risk of another one.
Is it a risk? I think it's a reward. I'm with you. Let's go.
Yeah, home early.
Why not? It's like our Friday. Well,
yeah.
Tomorrow we got Blackout After Dark.
We have that.
Oh, hi.
We have trading shots as well. Yeah, we got a lot going on this weekend. Hot mic recording on Sunday. We got a fun-filled weekend.
Tomorrow though, we got to win some games tomorrow.
Oh, I'm nervous.
You're not nervous.
I get nervous, man. It's me, this old bald idiot, lumped in with a bunch of pros for Blackout. I'm terrified.
No, we're not pros. We're bald idiots too.
Yeah, let's go.
We're on the way.
No, I'm excited. Just for any of you that aren't familiar with it, like Blackout After Dark, we're going to be playing Alcatraz. We got the Fast Collapse. If you watched it,
Ambush, the new Ambush.
Month and a half ago, we're playing a bunch of different modes, and I have decided that I am tomorrow going shopping. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, no.
It's a surprise. I have a surprise. All right, so moving on. Optic up to, we'll see if they can close it out on frequency control.
I just want the camera shot, like, to open up with you.
It's a surprise. Yeah, you're right. Good call. But so far, so good for Optic. I talked to Krim a little bit. I saw him during the break, and I was like, dude, you might as well put the reflex back on. I was like, I don't know what's going on. Yeah. I was like, at one point, dude, you were shooting a good 15 feet to the left of it. He goes, really? Oh, my. But UYU now, can they battle back? Didn't they, when they made it interesting, did they go down 0-2 to midnight when they started bringing it back? Okay, so the control is where they started to really catch fire. That's where they'll have to do it again. I mean, it's frequency loaded for the second half of this series. 3 in a row.
Yeah, and Optic, a very good frequency hardpoint and search and destroy team, so a little bit worried, but this one is the interesting one, because frequency control is something we don't see that often. It's typically not picked in the veto process. You know, this and Seaside, really the two that we see a good amount are Gridlock and Arsenal.
Well, I think this one is just, especially if you're the offensive team and you lose a big, like, 5-man, there can be so much pressure to you respond so quickly that it can be tough, man. It can be real tough. But we've seen some of the crazier games on this map when it's actually in the rotation, but we'll split 2-2 at least thus far.
But, yeah, I think for Optic, just continuing that map pool again. They're dotting their I's, crossing their T's, trying to figure out what they want to play in Anaheim.
They still have that number 10, that's Zaptius, inside of their lobby. He's just going to back it up, get out of there, try and go and assist towards B. He'll do just that. He flies in, tries to contest. Unfortunately, he runs into TJ. He's able to turn and burn it. He stays up. He keeps his hot start going from the search and destroy. B is going to be completed. We'll now look over towards A. The hip fire, not favorable for Crim6 in that situation. Who started out well, though? At least on UYU, Royalty, he's got 3 in a row at 4-1. But they really need to get some trades here. They get none. They get no trades. That might be game early, or round early.
Yeah, you're going to have a 3-stack on it. Dashi in one window, Karma in the other window. Just wrecking havoc. 2 ticks about to be in. Dashi's going to get on the point, so that's going to be 4 in. Should be a very quick round, and it will be from Optic.
Yeah, and I think that's an example of maybe why you don't see it as much in the rotation. Like, we talk all the time about punishing teams when you get 4 or 5 down, but I think just due to the size of this map, you can really do it even more. Well, because you can get to spots to put pressure basically on the rotation out of spawn within seconds.
In frequency is a lot different, right? Because when you look on the overhead of the map, A and B are in basically the same location on opposite sides.
Not a favorable defensive
Typically,
one,
right, there's a defensive point that's closer to the defensive spawn, very far away from the offensive spawn. So offense has to keep at least 4 men alive to try to make an effective push. Frequency's a lot different.
Yeah, you can just go bop, bop like
that. One or two people can make a play inside your base and just punish you as the offensive team pushes on through.
Due to the different nature of this map, is there like a type of team that this kind of favors, you think? Not really?
I mean, you talk about like an aggressive team. I think it does work well for Optic, but I think, again, they don't want to risk it. It just comes down to a lot of gunfights. I would love to see like 100 Thieves on this map. You know, a team who just thrives off putting pressure on those spawns. But I think that's why you don't, because I think if a team gets hot, they don't want to just lose to that. They want you to beat them with teamwork, not just gun skill.
See where the next hit comes in from UYU. They're a bit split right now. They got 1 in lobby, 1 at B, 1 at A. The other 2 coming off the spawn. Some team shots come in, but no kill for Optic. Nice shots from TJ. Make sure he doesn't get into the window to just be kind of a nuisance on their side of the map. Brilliant shots from Dashi to pick one off of the balcony as well. Just no opening thus far for UYU.
Karma, this is where he likes to be. So I'll stand in the middle of the map with a KN and challenge anything.
Jeez.
Krim with an ICR. He will get cut down, but a nice gunfight win.
And with 30 seconds, I mean, you've got to go to B. You have to, just based on the setup you have from Optic Gaming, the fact that you already have 2 bits of progress, he's just going at him, trying to use his fists. He ran out of ammo, likely going to get a secondary gun. But now they've got to get through the KN of Karma, and you got TJ to work with there as well. Sorry, Scump to work with as well. Karma's KN. So far, so good. Crim6 with the help. 20 seconds on the clock. Krim going to be the lone man. He tries to get aggressive, but looks like the timing going to punish him.
Well, I thought that he thought they were going to rotate towards A, which they are. It's just a 2-man hit towards this B site. TJ's going to find 3 on the opposite side of the map. Give that call out. Dashy 110 from streaks, but he gets caught. Maybe a chance here for UYU.
The problem is you're down 7 lives, though.
Yeah, but we know, I think this is the one map where you have just one push. Yeah, you need to stack that point. So UYU,
I mean, this is everything.
They're going to wait for each other and then try to get Optic out of their base. There's the first one down, but look at Karma's position. Just being annoying towards the back of the map.
And they're all just going to soar back and clear that out. Still the 6 life advantage. Just trying to build this push. They continue to get staggered as one player, though, drops.
Yep.
2 are going to be down. Yep. This is it. This is it. Dashy wins his gunfight at mid, but the rest of the team comes swarming in. Everybody from Optic going to drop, and now Optic have to re-break. There's going to be 4 players stacked on this. They've got to go, but it's staggered from Optic Gaming right now. What do they have to break in behind? The contest is there for a moment, but it's a cluster to the front. Look how fast the bar is moving. It's going so quickly. Somebody's got to get in. Someone's got to get now. It's the grapple over the top that's going to be able to contest, but it's just for a moment, and Mayhem able to capture the point. And that's basically exactly what you said, Joe.
Yeah, I think that's where, why don't we see this that often? Because it took one push, and it wasn't even middle of the map. It was more, they had to get control of their base. They took one guy down, and as soon as they got a little bit of map control, they just stacked the point. Where teams want you to earn it. They want you to have to take down, 1 to 2.
Is it maybe on other maps where it's all about efficiency, right? Like the lives matter so much here, just not really? I mean, they do, but not nearly as much.
It takes 1 minute, 1 push. Yeah. And UYU did a great job. I got to give them credit. When they were getting staggered, they were waiting for each other. That it was 9 lives and they get down to 4, but they just stacked the point. They played it well. They progressed the map as a team.
Well, the entire side of UYU is basically 0 and 0. I assume that'll change as people start to get kills. No, we didn't reset. Yeah, there we go. Now the scoreboard's starting to update. I haven't seen that before. Not with the entire team. And Karma set up at the KN. Over towards B, not really progressing much as he's the only person here, and he will get caught out. But UYU at least stalwart so far on defense.
They're trying to get some map position now towards this B side. Krim did a good job staying up, but it's Dashy, and Dashy having a great game right now. 13 and 6. I feel like we haven't, I mean, like in terms of a hard point and whatnot, it hasn't had like the craziest games, which I think is good. He's had a couple of series where they've been winning, and he's been at like a 1.0. Like, he hasn't had to be in superstar form, and I think that's good if you're Optic.
Show you can win without him being a tournament MVP.
Yep. Because he'll hit it. I mean, he will hit it.
Tempest out as they rotate across, and this could spell disaster for UYU. One player trying to make the spawn kills in the other end. That was Mayhem, I believe, but TJ wins the gunfight. As Optic look for another opening. Their player mid-map ends up dropping. Dashy takes a trophy to the back of the skull. War Machine ready and available for TJ. Basically all square when it comes to the lives. But Royalty kind of the last man here. As he falls, that'll be what? 2 players stacked inside, so not going to move that quickly, but the reinforcements flying in from either end, just soaring towards this B side. Can they get the second point before the contest comes through? They are able to do just that. Nice shots from Crim6 to win the gunfight outer. They win both inner as well, and that will more than likely seal the deal. You saw him going pro and outers. Make sure you still play for those streaks. I think you might have 2 Optic players pretty close to streaks, or maybe we hopped to the same guy. I didn't see.
And that's the tough part. When you lose the zone, how do you retake it? You have to try to funnel on through. And when that offensive team can just sort of take those positions, I thought UYU off spawn, they were trying to take control of top mid. The problem was Scump was there. He was waiting for him. And then after he finds those kills, just stacks the point, and that's the round.
Now 1 round away from a day of 4 3-0s. I think I heard Scump say, am I crashing?
Yep.
He get the crash, that'll help Dashy maybe progress towards these streaks as he's at 16-7, just 50 off of them. And I think if you talk about a control map where streaks are the most terrifying, it is absolutely without question frequency.
Especially on the defensive side. War Machine gonna come out as well from TJ. He's gonna connect with one, just spamming on through, trying to find any others he can. As Mayhem and Royalty stay alive on the B site, but before the tick comes in, here comes Scump, able to find one, shoulder and back and forth, finds the second as he has some help, slides out for the third, not able to get it. But Dashy was able to get those streaks. There's that lightning strike being called in.
And that'll get him off the point for now, and Dashy's pushed up into the lobby right now of UYU. He's gonna have some gunfights in the back. There's 3 players here though. I was gonna say he should be in trouble, but he's able to isolate one, and it reads the rotation coming in, but just not gun up for the hop up to the banister. Now UYU switch objectives, and Royalty's got a grab slam.
Krim was able to get a lightning as well, so he has one to work with. Now with those players going down, Scump's in the orange base. They're probably just going to give up 8, rotate on over towards this B site.
It's been all offense. Do you think about just saving these streaks? Well, as I say that, just you think about saving them maybe for round 5, but they just go ahead and use one immediately to give them a presence on the map.
Karma found 2 kills, so I think they were just trying to spawn kill those 2. But they got a bit of a forward spawn where they're already inside the orange base, so a bit unlucky there for Dashy. Still have the lightning if things get a little bit hairy. But now with a minute 45 to work with, if you're UYU, you can just play around these spawn kills. You have 2 players here, but Karma wins one big gunfight. Now it's Method's turn, but he has 3 players to deal with. On the other side of the map, it's Dashy just trying to hold the inner pipes of UYU. The lightning strike in as well.
It kills Dashy, it picks up Zaptius, but Dashy, our forward player, really trying to make the play in that back elbow. He will fall. 4 life advantage to UYU. Karma wants to set up a big grab slam.
I think Royalty has one as well.
3, it's nothing, just a hit marker to end up dropping. They're able to get behind the pipes, and now a counter grab slam up over the top. He hits the top, so I don't think it connects with anything. They're both able to stay up, so neither grab slam really bringing you much. Now 7v10. It's Dashy winning a huge one-on-one though on the site, and on the other end of it, TJ trying to be a nuisance inside of the opponent's window. What do you have to use? Vision Pulse comes in. That's Crim6 that has a Vision Pulse up. Mayhem has his War Machine. Will he find a good spot to use it? No respawns up for Optic.
He's going to have to use it. I mean, you have to try to force a round 5. Karma in a great position. That was Mayhem. Almost snaps on the second one. If he's able to take down Mayhem, that's no War Machine. So now with the 6v4, does he try to hang on to it? That's going to be the question. On the opposite side of the map, you see Royalty and Methods getting very aggressive, trying to catch out Crim6.
Krim had a trophy. He had a trophy to use in case that War Machine comes in. Nothing called in yet. The pressure from mid-map, able to pick him apart. It's Methods that makes the play. Crim6 the last man up, and that'll get us to a 5th and final round. So far, it's all offense. Did they hold on to any streaks or were both used? Dashy called in the Hellstorm. I don't know.
I think they used them all.
Okay.
They used all 3 that round. They just timed them wrong. Both of Dashy's were trying to get spawn kills, and he didn't hit anyone. And then Krim does find one, but remember, it ends up hitting Dashy as well on inner.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. That's what the lightning was. That's the one I couldn't remember. Yes, correct. Yeah, I mean, if you get those kills, if you get them pinned, I mean, we've seen some devastating results behind that throughout the course of the Pro League qualifier, the major tournaments, but you just don't get the kills. You come up empty. But can they get one more offensive win? First 2 kills to Optic, right into the A site. They've got this 4 stacked, and it is absolutely cruising. Crim6 trying to watch them in map to keep them honest on the cross. And A is gone.
And now you have 2 minutes and 15 seconds to play around. So if you get a kill lead, you can try to trap a couple of members of UYU, just play around those kills. Dashy has the Tempest to work with. On the other side, Vision Pulse and War Machine. So a couple of big ones for UYU in this round 5.
Yeah, and somehow, for 2 minutes, you have to avoid any 4 down, 5 down scenario.
Well, and you'll see there's sort of a battle going down on 2 fronts. On one side, it was UYU trying to get spawn trapped. On the other, it's UYU trying to get these guys off spawn up from the Optic Gaming side. So both teams with the same idea right now. Just try to get those lives as low as possible.
War Machine from Mayhem. Tempest from Dashy. Vision Pulse comes in as well. Allows them to move up, but they still haven't found any kills that he's going to end up dropping. That's the opening you need if you're Optic Gaming. 3 are going to fall, 2 players remaining. That is more than likely game.
From Zaptius, though. He finds 2. This is going to go a little bit slower, and Karma's been mapped. So if Zaptius doesn't find those 2 kills, it's probably over. But he's able to do that, and that staggers the push. So Dashy has Tempest out now. Able to find his second one on the Royalty, but still only 1 take through. Connects with another shot, but that player...
It's Zaptius again.
I don't think he has Tac Mask.
It's Zaptius again. He's able to at least connect. They're both on the ground. Karma's going to be able to clean all these kills up. 1 player does pop. 14 v 14. Zaptius has gone huge in 2 moments here to get 2 kills and just make sure. I mean, you only get 1 point there if you're Optic. But since they scored the first point so quickly, there's still 60 seconds to work with.
Yeah, 13 to 11. I think this is going to come down to just lives. Zaptius is getting close to Tempest. Anything on Optic's side, now nothing.
2 down, and Dashy with a chance to make a play on the flank. Mayhem gets 2. They should both get cut down from behind. Now they should be able to 3-stack inside. Dashy just going to dive across instantly. Crim6, though, pushes up, make sure to put it in. And make sure to make it difficult for them to come off spawn, but the progress is not going very quickly. Will they get the second tick through? TJ, the only one in, he still hasn't finished it. He's gonna have to get out. I don't think it actually gets completed. They had 3 players. They had the chance to stack or go for the kills. They go for the kills.
Royalty, number 8, getting pushed up towards the elbow of Optic. Royalty's just gonna grapple away, play his life. Optic has to be perfect right now. UYU has two extra lives to play with. But again, I mean, Optic are finding those early kills, and then UYU are just replying with 2 of their own to just slow down that push.
Zaptius then Mayhem, right?
Yep. Zaptius, though, able to find 3 with the Tempest. Methods finds 1, and in round 5, UYU clutch on up.
Zaptius, the hero in the final hour for UYU. And just like they did against Midnight, they get the control victory, they extend the series, and now can you get another mind-breaking performance out of Royalty and Hardpoint to maybe get you to a map 5, but a valiant effort there, just staying alive in the series. But yeah, I think you nailed it. When Zaptius gets the 2, Mayhem gets the 2.
Yeah.
What, you slow down the bit of progress the first time when Zaptius hits a couple of kills because they aren't able to stack it with more than 2 players. And then the final time when you have 3, I thought they were going to 3-hop and get the progress as far as they could.
Well, I didn't like I didn't mind the play because Scrim had an ICR. So all he's doing in inner pipes is basically just trying to
Well, after he won that first gunfight, I'm like, all right, they're okay. And then as UYU fan the map, things start to kind of fall apart, falls into pieces there for UYU as they're able to take it. But it was all offense really until that final round. That's a great job by UYU.
And again, I think for Optic it was, let's sort of play around with our map pool, and now maybe you don't see a lot more frequency control for them, right? Or just sort of seeing what how they work, because you could maybe play it well in scrims, but you don't trust it in the match. But here's that last minute. And again, Scump, he's able to find 2, but those 2 kills for Mayhem to get TJ and Scump just slows this down. And this is that position where Crim with an ICR, but the players can still slide across. So that was Mayhem and Zaptius. So you can see they get across and he can go towards that outer pipe.
Oh, well, it was Royalty. Royalty went huge because they didn't just push, Crim up to the elbow to get the kill. Dashy also went right back up to mid-nap to try and make the play. Royalty guns him, then gets the bottom and wins another one-on-one. So Mayhem gets them there. He extends it. Royalty does a huge job up off spawn.
And then it just comes down to Optic has to have the perfect push. We're not going to see it from his point of view, but Zaptius pops the Tempest, and you can see it's almost out for Zaptius. It almost is. I don't know if he's shot it all yet, but Optic might not know he has it. And, well, you can see those players on the inner pipes. He's able to connect with them.
That's right before it runs out. Yeah, right
dead,
before it runs out.
A few more seconds, maybe that's a different end.
But a much-needed victory for UYU, but they're not out of the woods yet. Still a long road ahead if they're going to take this series in 5-game fashion. It's what? It's frequency.
Frequency.
So we're staying here. Wow. That was, I guess, in my head, with how offensive favored it was, I was like, all right, well, Optic's winning this. Because we had in the 5th and final round, like I thought they had it. Now I'm just wondering if if you maybe hold on to any of those streaks to head to the 5th
streak
round.
usage was not the greatest. If you want to critique Optic at all, I thought they had some great teamwork, some great opportunities, but yeah, the streaks could have been much better.
Now we'll see if somebody from UYU can step it up massively. I mean, it was night and day between their 1 and 4 yesterday. I mean, the 2 hard points could not have been different. And that stands for a lot of teams when it comes to the map beat us. They have their strong choices, they have their weak ones. Right into elevator. 1 team kill comes in. Will that be what ends up costing them?
Yep, usually is.
Yep, and that'll be the case. 2 players still up for Optic. 1 player trying to go all the way around for UYU. That's at number 7. That's Methods.
Guy's got a laser sight on.
Well, for this particular hardpoint, why not? Right? For the hip fire, maybe the slide, shot melee. UYU break back through. Now we'll see how long they're able to set this up. Optic still spawning on the right side of the map, so still in a solid position for the next hardpoint. Karma, 300 off streaks. He's going to drop. Scump in a position to make a play as well. But the swarm still here from UYU. Dashy will be set up top balcony, overlooking the rotation out of elevator. Has a stun to use and has everyone in front of him. Does a hell of a lot of damage there, but really just results in 1 kill. Nice slide from Royalty. Good movement to catch Karma.
But you still have Scump just trying to slow down this push on balcony. That's a nice cluster from TJ. Will slow things down. I mean, UYU hasn't even gotten close yet.
Nice
I don't know
snap.
if it will. TJ and Scump, great teamwork inside with the help of Dashy. Spawns UYU out. Now with 30 seconds left, Optic gonna try to get pushed up, try to get inside elevator, flip these spawns.
And Karma has gotten into elevator. He should flank it behind him, and let's see where the spawn comes in. They do exactly what they want to. See where number 9 is going to pop, number 10, 6. They're all popping on the backside of the hard point. Methods, though, still, I guess, an opportunity to make a play on the other end of things, but will still focus on the scrap time inside of Orange. UYU find the kills, but it's not going to provide a lot of time, and that's about as good a transition you can get if you're Optic Gaming.
Yeah, great job. Just even at 30 seconds, yes, that's still a lot of time left. But as soon as the new hill pops, they have the position they want. They stay towards the back. Crim's gonna find 2 with a KN. Mayhem trying to get pushed up. Is able to find 2, but the numbers just go the way of Optic. Now what, 50 points.
And that's just so tough, because if you're UYU, it's like that awkward timing.
Yep.
Where it's like, do we take another crack at this or do we rotate? If 5 or more seconds are off of that, maybe they opt to just go ahead and rotate to blue, but that another crack at it really just gets them, what, 8 seconds, and they end up losing the complete rotation.
Well, and you have to just be aware with 30 seconds left after sort of a team push comes out, someone should be watching the elevator. They know that's the first position that you're gonna go. But Karma and Crim, this sort of KN duo, just locking things down, and now that lead continues to grow.
You can see just how far Optic's been able to push out. There has been 0 pressure towards blue base. You don't, just with the way the balcony works and how this particular hardpoint is, you don't really see that clean a hold on blue very often, but that's also why the scoreline reflects it. It's 115 to 15.
There's that laser sight coming into play. Crim almost finds that second one. TJ with a nice cluster, able to find 3. Almost finds the 4th, just runs out of ammo. Sometimes you just wish that thing had 5 more bullets. Scump, it's his turn now in the same position, gonna follow up that stun. But I mean, this is just a beating right now. Because it's all Optic.
This is gonna be just 4 hard points in a row of complete and utter dominance. I don't even know what to speak about for UYU, to think about how they might start to mount this comeback. It's tough because you get the big win in the round 5 of Control. You hope that you'll carry some kind of momentum into this, but everyone getting smoked. I mean, Zaptius is 3 and 13, Brazilian 4 and 11. Method's the only one, well, I guess him and Mayhem kind of floating around even, but they have just been stomped. War Machine out early again for TJ. That's back-to-back hard points where he's getting it so quickly that he's finding easy kills. Thankfully for UYU, they're able to counter that quickly with the frag grenade from Methods. But yeah, they're being taken to school, the school of Optic hardpoint.
Somehow Methods is 100 points away from streaks, but he gets taken down. Crim, Karma, TJ, they all find the kills. They're able to break on through with 28 seconds left. Methods does find at least a lightning. He's going to use it right off spawn. Not going to connect with anything. Maybe just trying to give them some information or something, because they need anything at this point.
They had 2 players in the back. They both are going to get broken. They have a presence in the lobby to try and put pressure on the hardpoint quickly, but Dashy is here. The stun check in will give him the information. Doesn't connect on the Ruin model, who gets the kill. Grab slam through, combines with Crim6. One more player in lobby as they're coming off spawn pipes. This is exactly where Optic was able to pin them last time. They can technically win it on this hard point if they can continue these flawless holds. Now I get the Purify, so yeah, pop that out immediately.
Are they about to win on the 6th hill of the game?
It looks like that might be the case, Joe. That is efficient hard point at its best.
The 6th, well, typically it's about 3 rotations on frequency.
Optic Gaming are currently playing league play. Literally, Crim6 is cooking up a meal right now. Just toasting the entire side of UYU. Crim6 has streaks. He's 20-6 on 6 in a row. That is one of the better hardpoint performances you're ever going to see. Series, Optic Gaming. Holy hell.
I was just sitting there thinking, I was like, oh, we're back to Orange Base. How many times have we been here? And it was the 2nd time. Like, usually we're there like 3.
Methodist is just like smiling. All right, yeah. He kicked our ass.
Yeah, it's time for the weekend, right? Yeah.
Wow. That's maybe some frustrations for Optic off the control. Well, they take all those frustrations out on the UYU side of the stage.
So it's a 3-0 week for Optic?
Yeah.
3-0 week. They beat Gen.G.
They had 2 game 5 reverse sweep, 2 game 5 victories, and then they
4-0.
Oh, 4. Yes. They played on Monday. Yeah, absolutely. So a good week from Optic. I'm curious to talk to Crim and the guys and Teep and see how they feel after that series, because I know they were pretty frustrated with a couple of their wins, some frustrating just errant plays here and there. They think you feel pretty good.
Well, I think it was around the respawns, and again, I think Hardpoint's great, right? I know UYU in the first Hacienda was there. It was like 150 to 150, and then Optic just sort of ran away with it. Map 4, we just watched it. Yeah, that was just clinical. And again, Map 3, if you want to critique anything, again, I don't think it's a map they play very often. The only thing I would say, score streak usage from, Dashy and Crim could have been a little bit better.
All right, well, let's get to the PlayStation instant reaction. We've got Lord Scump on stage.
Thank you, Clint. How are you feeling coming off that win?
I'm feeling great. We just got a great win over UYU. Still throwing controls, which isn't great. I feel great to get the win, but now we're just hoping for Hector to get a win on the other front for us.
What else can be done left, or what else is there left to do on the control?
Honestly, I don't know. We used to be such a good control team. I feel like now we just get greedy, and we'll have a point locked down for sure, 100% have it, and then we'll just run off of it and challenge gunfights and lose them. So I think it's a matter of just calming our heads and getting back to playing discipline. We're just not playing discipline right now.
All right, well, looking ahead, you did get that #1 seed headed into Anaheim that you were hoping for. Can you tell me why that first seed was so important to you?
Wait, we're first seed for Anaheim now?
Or I'm sorry, first seed going for...
Are we first seed Anaheim? Oh, I didn't know that. Let's go. Okay, that's great. I didn't know that. We were just looking for the grand scheme. We were looking for first seed at the end of all of our league matches. We want first seed. Obviously, going into the playoffs, it's a huge advantage. But I didn't know that. Good to know that we have first seed at Anaheim.
Sorry, we did get confirmation it is first seed going into playoffs. I do apologize for that mistake.
Unlucky. Okay, so that's what I thought. No, it feels great. We just have to keep winning our matches. I think this week was kind of balanced for us. Next week, I think we have 3 tough matches, so I'm looking forward to next week. I'm glad to get a 4-0, though, here.
All right, well, thank you so much. This has been your PlayStation Instant Reaction. Over to Katie at the desk.
Thank you so much, Jess. And there you have it, 3 3-0s and a 3-1 by Optic over UYU to finish out the very first week, Division A of Pro League. And you know what, Nameless, kind of to Scump's point on that control. What did you think? Why was UYU able to take that map? Because we said they might be able to take one.
Yeah, I mean, and I talked about it before the series. I was like, if there is a game mode or map that they're going to take, it's going to be the control, just because Optic's been sort of 50-50 on it, and we haven't seen Optic play frequency this entire week. So that was the first time playing frequency control this week after playing Arsenal a couple times in a row. So maybe a little bit rusty there, but UYU did a good job of capitalizing on them at the very end of that control when Optic was on offense. They captured A right away, right? Optic had a 2-kill lead, and then UYU did a good job just combating them the entire time. Every time Optic got any momentum towards that B site, they traded out properly. They ended up getting a kill lead at the end that Zaptis got like, what, 4 kills with the Tempest to round it out. So just good trading and keep it up in the kill category, which is something we were critical about them in the past.
Well, instead, we've kind of talked about Zaptis a little bit in the prior Dust segment and how we need to see a little more.
Yeah,
from him.
I wanted to see the reason why he was picked up, and we saw it. We saw pieces of it on that control. The guy was just running around with a SOG, picking up clutch 2 pieces when they needed it. I'm pretty sure it was in a situation where he was the last one alive, sitting in the bottom tunnel area, and it was. I'm pretty sure Optic just got 4 dead, and he ended up picking up a 2-piece, gave his teammates enough time to get back. We understand like what kind of player this guy can be. You know, we saw him with his Tempest pick up a 4-piece at the end. It looked like UYU was really clicking on that map, but on the other side of Optic, that's just, we heard Merc say it's just like not a map that they usually play, so they were just going to play it. But overall, UYU, at least the 2 first respawns, they looked like it was sort of competitively, especially the first map. It was like 150-150, and then Optic Gaming just pulled away, you know, getting some streaks and stuff like that.
It wasn't even close. Like,
did UYU break 40 points on that?
No, they got 33.
No, they got
that might be the worst beatdown we've seen.
Yeah, I know it just sounded like sunshine and rainbows for you. You're like, oh, you lost. No, there's no sunshine and rainbows.
No. Crushed.
There's no loot at the end of that rainbow. You got destroyed. Like that was very bad. You have to go back and figure out what you did wrong. But honestly, I think you look towards this next roster movement period. This was a horrendous week. You probably don't. You have 0% chance of winning an event. So at this point, it's like we try to get the fundamentals down for next week so we can get some wins on the board, and we try to improve and maybe have like a 2-win week. But like, you got to think about roster.
For Zap, just at no fault of his own, he came into a situation where it just looks like the team is broken. And going forward, this team's gonna have to make a change in the next roster period to be competitive. This is not a roster that can compete moving forward. Like, yeah, they put up a good fight against Optic in that control, but Optic's been 50-50 in control. Now, if you're an Optic fan, that's probably the scariest thing to take from this 4-0 week. If they want to go forward and win those championships against the top teams, they need to figure out a way to shore up more of those control wins because they're so close against them, United, 100 Thieves, even Splice. Like, if they step up back to their previous form, and LG could find random form too. Like, I know they're horrible this week. I know it sounds ridiculous.
And there's threats like Envy,
but they could, there's threats all across the board. So they have to figure out a way to strengthen that control game.
Now, speaking of a team that did make roster changes and is seeing a little more success than UYU, we need to talk about our Astro MVP speculation for the day, and that is going to be Attach from Evil Geniuses, who has closed out their week 3-0, looking pretty flawless.
Just watching his progression, like just from the original Evil Geniuses roster, once he was picked up back into the Pro League, he was just putting on an absolute clinic on the side of Exotic, and that's why they're both still on this list. But he's just gotten so much better when it comes to respawns. Even in S&Ds, the guy's pulling out a sniper, hitting shots. We see him just really confident in everything that he's doing, and he definitely deserves MVP for me today.
Nasty. How did FaZe not qualify originally for this league? Like, that's the most mind-blowing. You're the FaZe boogeyman? What does that have to do with FaZe?
I said they needed to make a roster change before, and they didn't, and then they didn't qualify.
Wow, you must think you're all-powerful.
I mean, when I played, FaZe couldn't beat me.
You're not playing.
How did this turn into just all about you?
It wasn't all about me. I was answering his point. I'm FaZe boogeyman.
So they didn't qualify because of Nameless.
It was a joke, man. Sheesh. You guys lighten up?
Holy hell.
Unbelievable. All right, move on to the next topic. Come on.
Well, that's great, because we're going to talk about our PlayStation Damage Dealt leaderboard now. See how the first week closed out? Dylan still on top, followed by Envoy and Phantoms from Evil Geniuses.
Dylan needs some help, man.
He does need some help. That's not, well, you can see, look, Phantoms went from a 2.12 yesterday to 1.7. So we saw him in that first respawn today go negative, but it doesn't even matter. You still won 3-0 versus Gen G. You got to be feeling really good going into next week.
Yeah, we were talking about the guys that most impressed us this week, and you have Envoy, you have Phantoms, you have Scraps, and those are 3 of the guys that we were talking about, including Attached, and they're all on this list. So it's clearly translating to the Damage Dealt leaderboard. All those guys going in for their teams.
UYU's Lone Slayer methods on here. It's like I'm telling you, he had a pretty good week individually.
He is not the problem on that team.
No, he's not.
They people alluding to that on Twitter, like subtweeting maybe.
Right.
He is absolutely not the problem.
Not the problem in respawn at least. S&D can use some work, but they need to work. Everyone across the board on that team needs to work in that mode.
And now half of Division A is done with the conclusion of this week. So look at our standings. Optic ascending to first, followed by Gen G. Midnight still holding on in third. Again, UYU, I think no surprise. And LG falling to the very, very bottom.
EG going 3-0 this week. They went from 2-9 to 5-9. They moved up from last place all the way to 5th. So you got to be feeling really confident if you're EG. They just look so good now.
I think they're going to keep going up. I think they're going to find themselves in the middle of the pack by the time this is over. I think they have, what, eight or so matches left total. I think they're going to be in the middle.
Well, we will have to see. But The first week of Division A is officially over, and placings are beginning to shuffle around. You've seen it, of course. Luminosity falling farther and farther and farther down in these rankings, looking like they are certainly struggling. Thursday was the day of 3-0s. We almost got 4 in a row, but unfortunately, we did see a 3-0 with Optic taking down UYU. It did start the day with FaZe Clan rolling over Reciprocity in a Scraps v Wuskin rematch, seeing Scraps take down his brother. EG came out with a very powerful 3-0 over Gen G, surprising us here on the desk, who failed Gen G, failing to regain. We'll see if they can pick it up next week. Midnight crushed Luminosity, who looked to be on life support at this point, and UYU took it to map 4, but just couldn't do it. We're gonna start off next week with EG versus Midnight.
Maybe name was